Well, hello and welcome to Incursion. Now, we're going to go over a few things of do's and don'ts, where to find some of the pieces in this game, especially like comms and other deals. But the one thing we need to make sure is you understand that there are very specific builds that give you the most damage for this so far. But at the same time, do you have to run them this way? No. But I'm going to give you the strongest builds so far for this game on Incursion to get you through the fastest. We are averaging between 15 to 18 minutes on our incursions, so I'm trying to get you guys to that level. Hope you enjoy. Now, of course, the first build is going to be needed is a healer build. But there's a few things we need to go over for the healer to make sure that you understand how to help your teammates in this. And one is to make sure that they don't get shocked. And that's very vital in this, especially on the very last set of bosses. Or should I say the last boss, because there's two of them. Now, on this, you don't want the crossbow. You technically want the technician, okay? Now, having that on there is fine, and whatever else shotgun you want to use, you can use a lefty, you can use whatever, but your main job is just going to be healing. So having the lefty and still having on the technician, you can throw the EMP grenades and cause that extra damage out of this. Having the capacitor and all that is fine. So right here, you could put on concussion grenades, whatever else you want, but right now we just have the fire grenade. But again, the shock or the EMP grenade below will work just as good because they're going to be in a tight quarter, the last two bosses. So it doesn't matter what grenade you want to use. But if you want to help your teammates out, get that tiny little bit of extra damage out, throw on a capacitor because you have all the extra yellow cores. This is where it's going to make or break your team if they're a little bit weaker than most other teammates and getting that damage out. Now, the future backpack, this is a must because your teammates need to be staying beside you the whole time. But the BTSU gloves will also give you the overclock to get some extra damages out, give them back their hives, especially if they've gone down, so that way they can come back and stay alive. Now, the piece we need to talk about is this, the chest piece. Do you need the Alps? No, you do not. You do not need an Alps. The best part is actually when you put on a technician is to come over here and get an R&K. The reason why is because you lose that outgoing healing. This here gives you the incoming healing. So that way when you heal another teammate, you can instantly get back some heals, and then that's going to re-heal them out because you're getting incoming repairs, which goes back to them for repair skills. This keeps your armor up so that way your team can stay at full max DPS. Plus, having empathetic resolve is going to give you 5% more damage. If you keep taking damage, they're going to lose 25, so you need to make sure that you even it out. This gives you 15 plus an extra 15, but either chest, either Alps or R&K is good. I would just highly suggest the R&K because most of your players are going to be on low armor anyways, so you don't need that extra repair skills. Just throw in skill haste instead of repair skills so you can get your skills back faster since they're going to be on lower armor. Or if you want to stick to repair skills, go ahead, stick to repair skills. Or do incoming repairs. Or protection from elites, because you're technically not going to need anything else in those spots. This will keep your healer alive as well by having some protection from elites in those spots. This is all on how your team reacts, okay? Go by what your team has. But because you can also put on the technician, your hive then also becomes a spot where no one can get shocked, especially from the boss. And then your chem launcher will do most of your healing and everything else from that point on. Now, when it comes to Striker, there's actually two Strikers you want, two different versions of Striker. While they both look identical, one is going to be based on headshot damage, the other one is going to be critical hit damage. Now, again, for your specialist, again, you can use Grenadier or Firewall to get that extra damage out. Doesn't really matter, but most of these guys right here are going to be running something. One will run a Pulse, so you can get some extra damage out. The other one will run an EMP Sticky. Now the pulse, of course, is going to give you extra 15%. It's kind of hard to see right here, but when your special or your medic overclocks, that gives you an extra 15% weapon damage. Or if he overclocks, you can get some extra spots right here from an Achilles pulse or the little ball pulse or something like that. Whichever one you want to get, doesn't really matter. But in here, even this drone right here could pulse, but we're not going to use that one. Nope, we're not going to use that. Just a regular old pulse, or this pulse right here will do, and scan the area just enough to get you that extra 15% weapon damage. The other one is going to use the EMP sticky. Now again, the dare is really good with this version for the critical hit damage version. So we're going to use the contractor's gloves and Fox's knee pads versus using the Picaro's holster. This guy right here can use the Picaro's holster if he wants, because he's not going to be using these gloves. But an ACS 12 is really vital to getting your stacks and stacking it up really fast. Again, critical hit damage guy, he's going to be running the dare, the damage targets that I covered. You can hit for almost 1.2, 1.3 mil in a headshot with this build. Now the other version is basically all going to be headshots. So where I have all this stuff for critical hit damage, which is basically all over the build, you're going to put headshot damage there. Now we have protection from elite mods, but because we're going to be doing headshot damage, we're going to go with the Bighorn. Now the next build I'm going to show you after this is where the Bighorn is going to turn into hitting for almost 5 mil a headshot. That's right. This guy right here, who's going to be headshot based with the Bighorn, is basically going to be killing all the bosses. And you'll see later on in the video, in the guide, of how one of our players uses it and basically just glasses down these guys like it's nothing. But if you're not going to use the headshot build and you're not good at headshots, don't worry. The good strikers like this right here with critical hit damage, it will suffice. It will do a lot of strong damage. Now you see right here, we're hitting for 1.2 easy, 1.211, and it goes down, it goes up, because strikers keep going down and goes up. So same thing, it's going to drop. You're not always going to have consistent damage. You still got to restack it, but using the gloves with this will give you a lot of damage. Now, you don't have to use the contractors, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you can use the Picaros if you want, and we're going to show that here rather than the Foxes, because we're just trying to keep the LMG damage for the contractor's gloves. And let's get this thing stacked back out just in case. LMG AC 1.1 versus the 1.2. So yeah, we're gonna get more damage out of the Foxes, period, at the end of the day. Now another build that I have created is the countdown build. If you've seen this one or you built this, this one is actually really good for helping out your team, especially on the last boss. Now, when it comes down to it, this build is just, it's going to give the other two builds extra damage and everything that they don't have to worry about. How? Because this is where we actually put the crossbow. Now most of them, like I said, they're going to be using a crossbow for the protection from release with a striker, so you could easily just throw this on right here if you want to, you know, put the firewall on, or grenadier or something else to help your teammates out. But this is actually the one build that benefits from it the most. One, we're going to give them the extra coyotes, so that's extra critical hit damage for those people using strikers. As you can see, we have enough protection from elites as well, so this is where you become tanky to survive and take that damage. Now we're also going to be giving them that extra damage from these two main pieces right here, the coyote's mask and the setup backpack. This gives them an extra 15% weapon damage to those people using strikers, as well as while using the crossbow, because we're using a status from our Scorpio, that's going to give them an extra 10% weapon damage. Now if you happen to shoot farther away because they need a little bit of extra crit chance, there you go, shoot a target from far away, boom, crit chance. But this is how this player gets the damage out. Because you're going to be staying by your teammates, you can easily just throw on the perfect companion chest piece, and the status effects last a little bit longer. Having the Picaro's holster on is going to give you an extra weapon core. So you're going to have 4 red cores, 3 blue cores. But if you have all the perfect protection from elites mods, you'll be at 75%. Now, with this as well, you can toss this grenade, put them on the lefty shotgun, which is where this becomes even more clutch. But again, if your medic is going to be using those other grenades, the EMP ones, this will allow them to get that damage out just the same. So this way you can just keep shooting with the Scorpio. But again, you're going to be giving out all those since you have the shotgun. Might as well just go ahead and throw both of these on. So now we're also going to give them an extra 20% when we stack the bosses with just the Scorpio shotgun. So with these 2 skills, I use this one for countdown. You'd want to change this to an EMP sticky and a reviver hive, especially for the last bosses. Other than that, you can keep one of these, preferably like the drone, and then put the hive in, because the drone is going to heal you better than the roly-poly ball, because it's also going to move around and get away from you. So using the drone is a little bit better. So just change your roly-poly out for the hive, and that's pretty much it. And this way we can also get our damage out this way, and I'll show you. We can toss the grenade, put them on the damage, switch to the Scorpio, and you see we're just killing this thing really fast, like less than 4 shots, maybe 5. Now there's 2 types of one-shot pistol builds. The number one you could use is the Hunter's Fury one, because it's also going to debuff the enemies. But if you don't have that and you have this one, you can easily use that one. Either one of these is going to be good. Now if you use the Hunter's Fury one, which is basically just headshot damage all over the place, you just trade out this backpack because you're going to have a healer, so you don't need this right here. Just go ahead and throw on a gift backpack. Weapon handling or critical hit damage with headshot damage, either one of those is good. Then have 1 piece DNH, especially for your chest piece, with headhunters and so on, to get the extra pistol damage out. Now, if you don't have that and you have this version, that's fine. Go ahead and put this on. Now, your other weapons doesn't really matter. You're mainly just going to be using the Regulus. Now, the Dodge City Gunslinger holster, you're just going to holster your pistol, get the damage out that way. A good rifle or anything like that, like the M1A is good, sniper rifle, whatever you want to use. Go ahead and get your headhunters going, and then once you do, you can hit this target, and this is the max before you've charged up your pistol. That's about 15.7 mil. I'm also don't have 1 extra 10% headshot damage mod in my mask. So again, while we're losing a little bit of damage, that's about the max of what it should be right here. This build is completely and utterly maxed. So you should see somewhere close to about 16 mil again before you've charged up your pistol. Now as you can see, the meter down here for the pistol part is charging up. So while we're doing that, we're just keeping headhunters going, just shooting some shots with our M1A, and then come over here and hit, and then it's going to one-tap basically anything. So again, a good healer build with this, you're good and fine for speed runs. And this is for the people who just want to speed run. If you're not looking to speed run, I'm going to show you guys in the later part of the video of what to do and go through that. If you want to go see speed runs, go somewhere else. I don't want to show that because that's way too complex for some people who don't understand how to do this stuff. Now the first area is very easy. The idea is to get up here as fast as possible, have one person climb up, have your other person down below, and then one's going to shoot right there to kill those things. Now those turrets that are up there on those banners or those towers right there, just shoot an EMP sticky up there, shut them off while you're up here shooting. That way you don't take damage. There's going to be a lot of mortars coming down and everything, but you want to go for the right side first, because this left side, as I'm going to show you, it actually has a very hard spot. Now there's other people who can snipe all the way with a sniper rifle and hit these from way back there where you first start, but if you don't want to do that, climb up here on the left side afterwards and do this. Now you're going to go down the staircases, come back up the other staircase, and then come up here and shoot. So make sure you come up this way and then do it. Don't try to come from the back. Now there is a phone right here. Now once you get past the first part, you have to protect this one. To start the mission, you have to hit this back piece right here. Now there's a bunch of spots where these ones with diamonds, just like the diamond on the back of that thing over there, are going to be coming out. Now watch out for these red barrels. This is like napalm, and it doesn't matter how strong you think your build is, even with protection from elites, it can kill you. So be careful of these barrels. Now again, all around here are tons of doors. There's tons of different spots for them to come out. There's a door right there ahead of the area. There's little bitty manhole tunnels. There's a door down here on the bottom. There's a manhole right underneath these guys right here. Just watch for those. Now, once you get done with this area right here, and you've killed all of them, and believe me, this area is a lot easier than it seems, you're going to come across the boss. Now when this boss comes out, the first thing you want to do is just aim for his head. Shoot the head. Me, I'm stacking this guy with damage while these guys should be shooting him right in the head. Don't worry, sometimes people will go down right here. If not, and you're really good at it, don't worry about it. Just keep moving forward. Now, once you get all of your loot from this section, there's a little spot on the wall. As you can see right up here, this is where a key will come out of. You need to grab this key. Now to get that key, it's very simple. There's a picture on a wall back there where you first come through the door on the left. He'll open that, grab that picture, and then boom, just grab the key. Now you're going to come up here to the top, kill some ads, and then push on through the room. Now once you've pushed through this room right here, sometimes there's NPCs right here, there's a little door in there, and you shoot right up there. There's a little yellow box, it'll open it up, and there's actually a phone in there. Once you're done, come through this area, there's a spot on that section right there. You'll open it, it opens this door. Go through, and now you're going to be at your third boss. And that phone that was in that room is right here. This is your phone. So, and there's a second phone in that other room right there. Now, when you come to the third boss, you need to follow these pipes. These pipes will lead you to certain spots on these little spots right here underneath where you can douse the boss and cool him down. This should only be a 3-phase boss. If you're taking more than 3 phases, you're taking too much time. Now, he's going to come out. The front player, whoever it is with your highest armor or protection from elites, will take the aggro. Whoever's closest to the boss, as you can see, he takes the first bit of aggro. Now, as you can see, he's not inside the ring. Once he's inside that ring, have him douse him. He gets wet, and boom, now you can start shooting him. Now, the main thing you want to do is keep your players inside this area. If you're not using the one-tap type builds and all that stuff, you're not trying to speed run, try to fight inside the room. Bring him in here. As you can see, he's going to get so much damage done to him. Now, if he becomes immune just before that, because we've been seeing this, that's fine. It's just a little bit more. That's an extra phase. But if you can do it in 3 phases, he will actually drop an extra phone. That's why you need to make sure you do this in 3 phases, no more. If you don't get past that bar, don't worry, it's still fine. You will complete this, just keep doing a lot of damage. But again, if you want to get that secret phone that he has on him, because there's 2 secret phones to this, actually it was probably about 3, that will give you a chance to get that phone that you need from him. Now, as you can also see, I'm going to get stuck right here with the riot foam that he has and burning. But as soon as they get him on this pad, whoever touches these coolers or little valves, again, he knocked me off. But once he gets on here, whoever touches this right here and activates it, as you see, I got the eye. The eye is going to come to you. So you just want 2 players who are going to be keeping his aggro, never your medic. Remember, now also on your 3rd phase, you're going to have chongas, okay, or your 4th phase, depending on how many it takes. And here they are. They have miniguns. You want to take those suckers out as fast as possible. Now, we completed him in the 3-phase. Now, see right there, there's the phone. As you can see, he also gave a special little backpack trophy as well for completing him in, I guess, 3 phases. What it is, I'm not sure. I believe this is what it is, but there's the backpack trophy that you can get from it, and a secret phone that he gives for completing him in 3 phases. Now, once you're done with all of that, okay, if you've completed him again and again and again, once you're done, this is where you're going to go through. You're going to go through this area, and this is where you're going to get your other phones, okay? Now, this safe right here, we think there's something with this safe. We don't know, but nothing we've seen has opened it. Now, inside here is a phone. I can't show you it right now because I've already picked up mine again, but I will show you their locations. Now, inside this door, right here on this, yeah, right there, that's where the phone's at. So you're gonna pick up that phone, and then you're gonna keep on going. There's a long part to the next part to actually get the last, which is, I believe, the 5th phone. And no, it's not that way. Okay, so on this one right here, this is where you're going to open the door. Okay, once you open this door, you're going to come over here. You're going to shoot a little thing on the wall. It should be to the top left through this glass. Now, inside of here, this is where you're going to hit a button. It's going to open that to get to that key. Now, you have to go back to the other side, grab a fuse. I believe the other guy's already got the fuse. Yep, he's grabbing the fuse. Then you got to go back over there, do it again. There's another spot, hit it again, put the fuse in, opens the door, shuts everything off, open the door. Yep. There you go. Get the key. Go back to the other side with the key to open that door. It's a pain in the ass, yes. But then you walk in here, and right over there is your last phone. And just so you can see, it's right over here on the left side, not right there. There it is. There's a spot you got to shoot over on the left side, just in case. And these right here are the phones and what they look like in their locations. So that way you can see what it is. And there's the 5th phone, the final one. By this time, you should have had 6 phones. Now, as you're doing these bosses, this is important to note. There's 2 hidden phones to doing this. One is easy to do. One's to kill the skinny one first, and then kill the big fat person afterwards. If you happen to kill the big fat one first, which is doable, and we will kind of show you in this video how to do so, you will also get a hidden phone. That's one of them that is very hidden to get. Also, upon doing so, they're going to drop 2 different types of trophies or collectibles or something like that. I think it's artifacts. So killing that one boss with the axe or something like that, I believe it may be the first boss or the second boss, technically, drops 1 artifact. And then killing these bosses in different orders also drops an individual artifact each time. Now, again, I'm going to show you guys how to kill the big boss first, and then the small one, so you can get the hardest one out of the way, because a lot of people are getting stuck with those stupid drones saying you got to kill them with LOVE and all that kind of stuff. No, we found a super faster way to do this. It works and everything. But as you see, once you get the bosses down and they're almost done, the last boss, it's just nothing but mortars. So you got to run around, keep yourself from getting shot, keep your team alive, and so on. This is where the healer comes in clutch. You need to have a healer. Now, to kill the big boss first, as you see, we have the big boss. He has the least amount of armor right now. We got him down to this spot right here. As soon as we get this boss up here, we kill this boss down to almost nothing. Upon doing so, you then switch on your target and go for the big boss right here, just kind of like a Buddy and Lucy. Now that they have this, we take out their healer box before the drones come in and we kill them. Now we have a player using the headshot strikers. This is how we're able to get this type of damage out on them before the drones come in. Boom, see them gone that fast. Now we don't have to worry about the drones, ladies and gentlemen, and then just kill the ads. It's that easy. So many people think it's very hard. You got to shoot all those little drones that come down. Nope, you don't have to do that. That's how we did it. And then once you're done with everything and you've completed this entire deal, you can come in here, open up the box, and get it. Now you can get 2 exotics. If you ever see a 2 exotics, it's pretty much a guaranteed you got the gun. So if I've made any of this seem a little complicated or whatever, I do apologize. I truly do. It's very simple, very easy raid to do. If you're having a struggle with that, it's because someone does not have one of these builds on, or they're just new to the game. They really haven't seen any of these types of videos. So please share this, help each other out, try to get this thing done a little bit faster. I hope this has also helped you guys find that there are some hidden things in this game. If you don't know where they're located or anything like that, please, this is a reference guide to help you guys learn and get yourself into a better situation to where you can complete it a little bit faster. Again, this isn't speed run with the headshot build, but if you happen to have that is a build that's in here. Use it. Believe me, it does work if you know how to use it right. So hope it helps, and enjoy.